Hey y'all, welcome back. It's gonna be just me and Jacob right here at the beginning of this video. Megan will be here, I promise. I want y'all to look at the weather right here. It's sunny. So for the past 2 days, it's been nothing but cloudy. A little bit of rain. Since our last video, we've had about 8/10 of rain. And our ground was already at the point it was so dry, that 8/10 has kind of made the ground now where it's just perfect to work. So my goal for today, cleaning up this garden right here. So first thing on the agenda is to get the majority of these seeds picked. And on these black eyed peas right here, there's a ton to be picked. And what we're probably going to do with those, all the ones that's done dried, we're just going to save them as dried peas and store them that way. But I do notice, I guess where it's been damp, the sun just has came out actually. It's only been out about 30 minutes. There's still a little bit on the damp side, so we'll have to lay these somewhere to dry out, completely back out. But I don't think there's any on here that are still green. I think they're all dried.
I found a way to pick them.
Did you?
Grab an entire handful.
Well, that big pan I got is what we're going to put those in.
Okay.
And then the green beans here, I'm just going to save enough from them for just seeds. And that's it. And then the scarlet runner beans as well, I'm saving enough just for seeds, and that's it.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of peas right here. Ain't it?
Yeah.
Now, any of them, if they're ugly pods or they look bad or, you know, they're not filled out, don't worry about picking them.
Okay.
They ain't going to hurt nothing to leave them. We don't need that many.
Hey, Daddy.
What?
Look what I found.
A green one?
Yeah.
All right. Just put it in that same container and we'll separate them after a while.
I ain't even moved because there's still a whole lot right here.
Yeah, there's a lot out here for sure.
So you gonna get this garden done today?
Well, that's my plan. I don't know. It's a lot of cleanup work's got to be done.
Are you gonna bush hog this or leave this?
No, I'm going to probably mow it down with the lawnmower. Get in here with a lawnmower and cut it all down, and then I don't know. I ain't decided if I'm going to till it or if I'm just going to scatter the seeds out on it, because either way I think will work, especially with all the rain that we've got forecasted. Well, one thing for sure is we got a lot of cleanup to do before we even get to that point. We got to get all this netting down.
All of them
and pull it out of here, all the teepees, the T-post.
Are you gonna get the okra out or is it still going?
Nah, I believe I'm gonna leave it. And I'll just sow my cover crop right around it.
Looks like there's some more okras on it. Okra, what do you call it?
Okra?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more okra on it. I need to pick it again.
Is that how you say it, like plural?
Yeah.
Okras?
Yeah. Yeah, okra. Okra is the plural of okra.
It's like deer.
Yeah. There's a lot more peas on this end than it is this far end though. This end down here gets just a little bit more sun than that far end does, and I guess that's why this is more peas on this.
It's like when we had the corn over there, it was like short corn and then it went to tall corn.
We filled up that pan there. Like I said, that's the black-eyed peas. Next we're going to the green beans here. Those can either be, well, we'll shell them either way, but they can be replanted next year, or we'll save them as dried beans, and you know, then you can rehydrate them and cook them that way. So either way, we'll put them to work. I want to show y'all something before I get started here so I don't forget. Y'all remember I planted this Super Bee Facilia out here as a cover crop. Some of it's actually starting to bloom already. So it actually had time to bloom. If it wasn't for all the pigweed and stuff that's coming up in here, see, I've got a ton of pigweed that's fixing to be fully matured and go to seed. But if it wasn't for that, I would let this go probably another week or so, and I think I'd have a full garden of blooming super beef Facelia. Like, that was my goal originally, but being that the weeds have come into all this so bad, that's not what's going to happen. Yeah, so these right here will just be used for seeds. Like, I'm not going to save these as dried beans.
Oh.
So now this variety here, I only pick the ones that are fully dry too. If they're green, I don't want them. These right here were the Kentucky Blue Wonders. Let's see how.
Does that mean they're blue?
No, just the name of them. So you can see the seed there. They dried up rather nice. Don't take a ton of them to keep, to have enough to replant next year. So
they look different than mine.
Yeah, yours are brown. Them Kentucky Wonders are brown. These are Kentucky Blue Wonders.
So maybe the blue mixed with the brown makes the white. That don't make no sense.
Well, what it is, it's Kentucky Wonders. I think these are a hybrid between Kentucky Wonders and Blue Lakes. So that's where they get their name, Kentucky Blue. Yeah, supposedly with a bean seed, it will come back true to itself every year, even if it is a crossed up, like a Kentucky Blue Wonder.
Okay.
I've never saved seeds from these before, but I want to try it and see.
Hey, Daddy, so you would have green beans for like the spring. Could you take these and plant them in a little pot in the greenhouse, and they would stay alive?
We'd have a hard time keeping it warm enough in that greenhouse to keep them alive.
But I thought it stays really warm in the greenhouse.
It does during the day, but at nighttime it gets really cold in there.
Oh.
We tried it last year with a tomato, keeping it alive in there, and it was just too much. It was too hard to keep that greenhouse heated.
Should I save these?
Sure.
Okay.
Throw them in there. I can sort through them.
So just pick all except for green.
We're about got plenty right there. We'll let the rest go. So there's my bucket of green bean seeds we're going to save. Next, we'll go out here and pick some of these scarlet runner beans.
What does the seed look like?
They're pretty. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like in that green pod. We never did eat none of those. See how purple that is? It's actually purple in the green pod. How about that?
Oh, wow.
Look, see it?
Yep. It looks like one of them, things that go on necklaces.
Like a ruby or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Look at this pod. That's a big one. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Big.
Big pods there.
They're wide and they're tall.
Yeah, after it finally started cooling off, these things actually started making beans. It took them a while, but they've made a whole lot of beans now.
What do they taste like?
I don't know. We haven't eaten none of them.
Oh, you ain't eaten none?
I feel like these have done got too big to eat, though. I don't know. I don't know nothing about how you're supposed to eat them.
Maybe you eat them one or two at a time. I just want to pick some seeds and then sit them on my shelf because they look so pretty.
Yeah, they would be pretty. Just sitting for decoration.
Yep. Put it on a necklace and you could make it like it looks like an expensive necklace, but it's actually just a bean necklace.
Looks like it's got rubies in it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's much holding that thing up anymore. It's about to go. So we topped off the little bucket of green beans with the scarlet runner beans. Most of them are dried seeds, but I did save some of these green ones. I had a bunch of pretty big green pods. And we may shell those out and try to eat them. I don't know. I've heard comments say that they're not really good to eat. I've heard other people say they're really good to eat. So we might just try them for ourselves and see what we think about them. But next is to take all this mess out of here. is the worst part of anything, is the cleanup. And I'm going to tell you, when it comes to this netting, this is the worst part of this netting too, is cleaning it up. Because you can't do nothing with it, I feel like. You just got to pull all this out in one big old bundle. So it's extremely easy to put up, but it's not that fun to take down. Come on. So just like anything else, this netting has its drawbacks. Like I said, it's hard to deal with when it comes cleanup time. Because you can't just go ball it up and put it in your compost pile or something because it's nylon and it won't break down. I never expected them things to be that hard to get out of the ground. I guess this netting's one of those things that in the beginning it's super easy to deal with and you just have to pay for it in the end. Well, there it is. All of my trellises, everything, T-post, all that taken down. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it is humid out here. We're supposed to have lots and lots of rain coming in over the next couple of days. I won't be surprised if we don't have something this evening. It is so humid. But now, I'm probably gonna go get my tractor. I think I'm gonna use the bucket or the grapple one and just scoop that mess right there up, tote it out of here. And then my cattle panels that I took down, I've left all the vine on them. I've left all the vine on my teepees. Over the winter, that stuff will dry down, break down. This spring, it'll be extremely easy to get off of those panels. A lot easier than it is right now. And to be honest, I think this might be the last year I get to use those teepees. I think I'm gonna have to find some new ones or make some new ones because those are getting kind of brittle. But anyways, that part of it is done. Now it comes time for the fun part, the tractor work. Ain't that nice? Did we get it on? Oh yeah. That's just nice right there, ain't it? Garden cleanup the easy way. that garden mowed down. And I've been debating about it the whole time. Am I going to till this garden and sow my cover crop? Or am I just going to scatter the seed out on this right here and sow it? And I really want to try this. I'm going to try it without tilling it, because this ground in this particular plot is super soft. I mean, just look at that right there. I mean, it's just crumbly. Some really nice soil in this particular garden out here. So I think as easy as that crimson clover, which by the way is what I'm using for a cover crop this fall, is crimson clover. But crimson clover is so easy to germinate that I think, considering the amount of rain we've got coming in the forecast, now this always holds true to the forecast, and y'all know how that goes. It may not rain a drop. But according to the forecast, we have a ton of rain coming and multiple days of rain coming. If that wasn't the case, I would definitely till this so I could get some good seed to soil contact. But since we have so much rain in the forecast and so many days of rain in the forecast, I think I'm just going to scatter the seed out over this and see what it does. If it's a fail, I still have time to get my fall cover crop sowed. So it's not that big of a deal if it doesn't do anything. And on the flip side, not tilling this, nothing here is killed. It's just mowed down. So there is still potential that a lot of what's in here is going to come up and take over my clover that I plant. That's my biggest fear of what's going to happen here, because there's grass here. There's that super bee Phacelia. All of that's probably going to grow back without me tilling this. And so, like I said, it could potentially take it over before the clover ever has time to make. However, we are getting close to our frost date. This grass is going to get killed by frost. Most all the weeds that's out here are going to get killed by frost. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think the super bee Phacelia gets killed by frost as well. So that leaves nothing but the clover that would be out here to grow. It's less work for me to worry about doing, when it comes to tilling this plot. And that's one less time I've got to really disturb my soil too. But there ain't but one way to find out, and that's to do it. Worst thing I can do is lose all my seed and have to do it again. So look at it like that. It's not that bad of a deal if it don't work. So I'm just going to use my spreader, this Earthway chest spreader I have. With a patch this small, you could easily just use your hand. But I like to use this spreader because you get a good consistent spread on it, good even spread. But crimson clover seed is extremely small, and that's why, see it there? That's why I think we can get by without trying to cover this seed up. Now I've got 5 pounds of crimson clover seed right here. It will not take 5 pounds to cover this little spot. But I don't think I've talked about this in a while. And you may wonder, why am I sowing a cover crop on my garden? Well, there's tons of benefit to it. There's tons of videos on YouTube explaining the benefits to cover crops. I wasn't really that big into cover crops until about 4 or 5 years ago. And I really learned all the benefits and everything they can do for your land. And I've actually seen a pretty big difference in every plot that we plant since we started doing cover crops. Especially during the fall and winter, I try to have everything planted in cover crop because, we don't have anything else growing in those spots. Now during the summer, if I have an empty spot, I'll use some summertime cover crops. But your main benefits from cover crops is, especially like with this clover, clover's a nitrogen fixer, so it'll pull nitrogen out of the air and put it back into the soil. It also gives you a lot of material to work back into the soil, or to use for mulch if you do no-till. Because, by the time we're ready to plant next year, this clover will be up here knee-high at least. And so that'll be a ton of green material that I can work back into the soil to help, and it'll break down in the soil and help the soil out. It also holds your soil together. As long as you've got something growing in your land, if you have some major rainstorms or anything like that, the roots hold the soil together. So, you know, that's your 3 major benefits of cover crops. Now, trust me, there is a ton more benefits, but I don't think I'll go that deep in it today. But anyways, let's get this seed slung out. This crimson clover doesn't have to be put out thick at all. With that small seed like that, it don't take very much at all to sow a whole lot of land. I think the actual rate, now I like to plant things thicker than the actual rate, but the actual rate is about 50 pounds for a whole acre. So you can cover quite a bit of ground with just very little seed. You can see there, I still got plenty of seed left. And look at how heavy it is out here on the ground. So there's plenty of seed out there. I think I'm gonna take the mower, track back and forth over this, kind of mash that into the ground, and I truly believe this one will be good to go. All right, there it is. You can see in this part right here where the peas were, where I run the grapple over it. It's where the most bare soil is. You can see my lawnmower tracks where I've packed all this in. And my personal guess, this area right here is going to be where the clover does the best, because it don't have none of that trash laying on it. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. We will find out. Actually, we're going to find out together, because this is a totally new way of doing cover crops for me. So I've always planted cover crops, just never done it exactly like that. We will see. I don't know what to expect out of this experiment. Like I said, worst come to worst, I'll mow it down again, till it up, and replant it. What we're going to do over here, on the other side where the peas are, these peas will not be out of here in time for me to plant a cover crop behind them. So what I'm going to do, since the peas are already tall, the cover crop should in no way, shape, or form affect these peas, because they've already got so tall it shouldn't never be competition for them. I'm going to take the rest of that clover and just sling it in amongst these rows. And once again, like I said on the other side over there, all I've got to lose is a little bit of seed and very little time. So if it don't work, it don't work. Now I know somebody's going to ask, where did I get my seed from? Now, all this seed comes from a local hardware store, but you can go to Hoff's Tools. He sells cover crop seeds. Several other online suppliers sell cover crop seeds as well. But had I thought long enough ahead in time, I'd have probably got my seed from Hoff's, which y'all know we've always got a link in the description for them. But I did not think that far ahead. So I run up here to a local store, bought some seed, and that's what we're going to use. And plus, I think it's a good thing to give your local businesses some business as well. All right, so I believe, as for this garden up here at the house, I'm done with the cover cropping. I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to work. I am. I'm very anxious. And the thing is, if we get the amount of rain they're saying, I don't know if it's going to work here within the next week or so. So, y'all tell me what you think. You think it's going to work? I truly believe it's going to work, but I do have my doubts.
All right, guys. It's about time for me to show up. It has been a very busy day for us off camera today, and well, I'm finally getting around to doing some of my tasks that I've been waiting to do. One of those things is starting on all these apples that I decided I was going to buy. What I've got time for this evening, like I said, it's been a super busy day, and some things take a lot of time, and you have to prioritize your time and what you have time to do that day. Luckily, Apples, y'all, they keep pretty well. So, I mean, I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm just trying to slowly work my way through them. So, I'm going to get to peeling some and putting them in my pot. Tonight, we're going to make some applesauce. Applesauce is super simple. I'm not going to bore y'all with the whole process. And I'm also going to show you how I'm utilizing the leftovers that y'all saw me fix on the last video. We are going to get to peeling some apples. It's the most time consuming part is peeling them. But for your applesauce, just peel and core your apples. No big deal. See there? There's my apple rings. And I'll just tear those apart and put those in my pot. Apple butter is on the list. I don't know when. It may be in the next few days. It just all depends on time, really. But I'm going to tell you, this doohickey right here is a 100% time saver. It can be very overwhelming anytime that you start having a lot to put up, especially if it's not something you're used to doing. And the best advice I can give anybody, and I'm talking to myself too, is one thing at a time. Today, what all I've had going on, you know, I've tried to make it a priority to not let myself get overwhelmed. And sometimes you just have to talk yourself out of it. Because you know what? If I hadn't have got to these apples this evening, guess what would have happened? Nothing. I would just get to them tomorrow. And that's what I have to tell myself sometimes. Push. Hang on here. Now, you're going to have to push it. You're going to have to push it a little bit. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Keep on going. You ain't through there yet. Keep going. Perfect. Now, I'll get that. There you go. There you go. There you go. You did it. Good job.
I was pushing on it so hard.
Good job.
Except it got a little bit wobbly and a little bit of skin stuff.
That's okay.
It's called skinning? What is it called?
Yeah. Peeling. I got my apples all peeled and cut up. Let me show you here. You don't want them to be completely covered because then there'll be too much water. But they're starting to cook down. Applesauce is one of those things, I'm telling y'all, anybody can make it. Really, all you're doing is simmering your apples until you can mash them like mashed potatoes. And once they get mashable, then that's your applesauce. And find you a good tested canning recipe. Like, I've got to look it up. I can't remember how long you water bath apples. But find you a good tested recipe. Can it. You can probably freeze applesauce. I don't know. I'm sure. But applesauce is probably one of the simplest things that you can make. Honestly, if your apples are sweet enough, they don't need sugar. Most of the time, I don't add any sugar to my applesauce. It doesn't need it for my taste. But you can add a little sugar if you feel like it's a little too tart. You can add cinnamon, spices, you know, to spice up your applesauce if you want to. But me and the kids, man, we go through some applesauce. Got my big old pot filled up. That'll make us a few quarts for now anyway. It did not take a whole bushel. It took maybe a half a bushel to make this much, maybe. I've got me some onions softening up and frying here. This is going to go in our soup that I'm throwing together and kind of making up, I guess. So I've got to run down to my grocery store and go grab 2 jars of October beans, and we'll get back to it. October beans. Alright, I'm going to dump my onions into my soup pot. Now we're ready to pour our beans in. That right there. That's probably enough. I don't want it too watery. Alright, and here is what is left of our shoulder from the other night. I kind of stuffed it in here, so let me see. So I just want chunks of that in my, soup. I guess you call it soup. This is what I love about leftovers. Like, y'all don't know what kind of concoctions I have made from leftovers that are so good. And well, in all honesty, I thought this sounded kind of good. So, we're going to see. And I'm just going to tell y'all, the other night, when we had gravy with this, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let's see. Maybe you could call it a stew. Would it be more of a stew? I don't know. What's the difference between a stew and a soup? Don't be scared of your leftovers. Get creative with them. Don't just think, oh, we're going to eat the same old thing. Nah, make something new. Like this is, this ain't going to take all this meat that I got right here. So, I hear tacos calling my name in the next few days. That's probably what the rest of that will get turned into. Alright, so I'm going to let this simmer. I wanted quite a bit of meat in there, but I'm going to let this simmer for a while. I'm going to taste it after it cooks for a while and see what I need to add to it. But I have a feeling with the taste of the meat, taste of the beans, the onions that are fried in bacon grease, it's probably going to have a really good flavor. But we may just need to add probably some salt, I would say. Alright, so I just throwed a little cornbread in the oven. I'm going to check on that in probably 15 minutes just to see how we're doing. Now I got to get my mixture made up for, do I want to do tater cakes first? Actually, I'm going to make some apple dumplings from leftover biscuits. So I'm going to get that started first, actually. So because I'm using leftover biscuits instead of raw dough to make my dumplings, I'm going to cook my apples first and get them soft. We want plenty of syrup. Well, we want plenty of syrup because those biscuits are going to drink quite a bit of it. So just get this going here. It's just like when the garden's coming in. I love to use whatever I have an abundance of. And yes, even though we did not grow these apples, it's still fun to make all the apple things while I have plenty of them. Our applesauce is looking really good. The apples are starting to change color. That's what I'm looking for. Now let these apples get good and soft. For our potato cakes, we're gonna do about 1.5 cups. So we're gonna say that's about 1 cup maybe. There's my half. All right. And I've got those. If y'all remember from the other night, I creamed them pretty well. But if there were some bigger chunks in there, I would mash them a little more. So I'm going to add in some onion powder. Going to throw in a little garlic powder too. Like the taste of garlic and potatoes. Some salt, of course. Pepper. Season your cakes up real good. We need a couple of tablespoons of flour. And for the record, the egg is optional. Season these up ever how you want them. So I'm going to put some lard in my pan. Fry these in. I need enough to cover the bottom of my pan. If you hadn't ever eaten tater cakes, I know it sounds kind of weird, but we love them. And it's kind of one of those recipes that like remind you of your childhood. At least mine anyway. My mama used to make these quite a bit. I know what I'll call this. We'll just call this pork and beans. That'll work. So my applesauce is pretty much ready. Can y'all see the color difference? So look at the color difference between my applesauce apples and the apples that I'm doing for our apple dumplings. Can you see that contrast there? So that's how we know they're getting soft enough and they're pretty much ready to be mashed. So I'm gonna cut my heat off my applesauce, and it can wait till we're done eating supper. I ain't worried about it. It will be just fine. So I'm just gonna mash up any big chunks, which I've cooked it down pretty well. If you want something easy to try, like I said earlier, applesauce is one of those super easy recipes. Super, super easy. All right, we're ready for our tater cakes. Looks like my grease is good and hot. Sound like my cornbread's saying it's done. And it don't take long. It'll start getting a little brown, then you give them a flip. But I'm gonna leave this on for our dumplings. Yep, that one was not ready. There we go. See how that's got a nice brown color to it? That's what we're after. All right, so my apples here have gotten pretty tender. I've got some leftover biscuits. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut them open like we're about to eat them. And we're gonna line our dish with biscuit bottoms. You ain't gotta get this fancy with it. If you wanna just crumble them up in it, you can do that too. Had just enough. Look at there. And I'm sure somebody's going to tell me that this is not apple dumplings. And that's cool. Like, it's probably not. That's just what that's what I'm calling it. So now I'm going to go through and just spoon out some of my apples into my dish. Go through and replace tops. Just do your best guess. I'm gonna do it like that. Pour the rest of the juice just down in there. I'm also gonna put more butter and sprinkle a little sugar across the top. So I'm gonna do that. And pour a little more water in there because, again, while our biscuits are left over, they're gonna really drink this juice out from around these apples. Come in with just a sprinkle of brown sugar on the biscuit tops. All right, we're gonna put that in the oven for about 20 minutes and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, we've got potato cakes, cornbread, and Meagan's version of pork and beans.
Well, Meagan's version of pork and beans smells good. Them October beans, you said?
Yeah. I'm gonna put cornbread in the bottom of mine. Don't look too bad,
That
does
looks
it?
good, don't it?
I think so. I don't know if you'd call it a soup, a stew.
I'm just going to lay me one of them on a paper towel. I never was a fan of pork and beans out of a can. I was always more of a beanie weenie kind of guy.
I like both. Beanie weenies, yeah, are on up there, but I like both.
Well, we're going to find out how I like them. I'm going to say that these right here probably a lot better than Van Camp's pork and beans.
And then I'm making apple dumplings out of the leftover biscuits.
Oh, man. Now,
So
that's what I really want.
It ain't done yet.
Can we set this to the side? I just want the apple dumplings.
It ain't done yet. Well, let's sit down and eat us a bite, and by the time we get done eating, the apple dumplings should be done.
Yeah, well, I think I'm just going to skip straight to the apple dumplings. Meagan's version of pork and beans was absolutely delicious.
It was pretty good.
With her chow chow mixed in with it. Oh my God.
That was a do again.
That was definitely a do again. That's a first, and that's definitely, hopefully not the last.
It was a good use of those leftovers.
It was.
Except for I only used like half of it. So I told them earlier, I was like, I see tacos in my future.
Oh, that pork will make some great tacos.
Yeah. So
oh my God.
Probably tacos next.
Oh, hey, I'm never against tacos. I think we could eat tacos every night of the week.
I know. All right, so I already kind of taste tested a little crumb of this, and
You cheated.
I had to make sure it was edible.
You can't do that.
And I know it looks dry, but the biscuits are like have soaked up all the juice, all the yumminess.
The biscuits have soaked it all up.
Well, I want you to try it real quick.
I don't got a spoon.
On camera.
I mean, I don't got a fork.
So people know if they want to eat this or not, Mr. Lawson. Oh my goodness.
All right.
So this is the way I thought I'd use leftover biscuits too. So
You want to see me try it on camera?
I hope it's good.
Let me get a piece with apple in it. Oh, that was done. No, it's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not too dry though, is it? Because I didn't know how much liquid to add to it. I knew them biscuits would drink it.
That apple there is still soft. I don't know why it cut like that. It's done.
But I'm saying, did I put enough juice in it? It's always, I never know.
So it seems to me, it's obvious the biscuit soaked it all up.
Right.
But when you bite into that biscuit, it's juicy.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. So it's not dry. Like you're not like...
No, it's not like I'm like...
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. It's actually really good.
Well, good.
Those biscuits with the, what's on it, cinnamon and all?
Cinnamon, little brown sugar, and apple syrup juice that I made when I cooked the apples.
I think it's good.
All of tonight was leftovers.
That's a pretty good meal, ain't it?
Yeah.
Everything
I changed
from leftovers.
everything. Nothing is the same. But anyways, guys, I guess that's going to about wrap up today's video. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay dry out there if they're still calling for rain chances by the time y'all see this.
Yep.
And anyways, guys, till we see y'all in the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.